That's fine. You know what? I'll get us going. I've got the talking bug going. I'll get us going here. So I just have to ask the simple question: how much of a locker room cancer is Stefon Diggs that he forced himself out of Minnesota? By the way, Minnesota, they're sending like thank you cards. They're sending those damn assortment, edible arrangements, stuff like that. They're sending them all out there
And
right now
cookies.
because crumble cookies, anything you can send, chocolate covered strawberries, they're sending it out that way to thank you for Justin Jefferson in that trade. Meanwhile, the Bills, you get all this, you're going to eat all of this money. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the leagues. The city adores Stefon Diggs. The city adores Josh Allen. There's nothing that could go wrong as long as you're not a diva. And he's such a diva that the Bills are willing to not get a draft pick back this year, eat the money that he is or is responsible for. They have no wide receivers on this team. What are we doing here? I think great job for the Texans. I'll leave that for you guys to talk about. But for the Bills, this is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare for the Bills unless he was that much of a cancer, which I'm assuming he was, right?
I guess that's fair.
But I think the most amazing part of this deal is that the Texans took him and then restructured his contract to say, after this year, go into free agency, do whatever you want, which means that, they're paying him an absurd amount of money this year to basically saddle the Bills with a bunch of debt that they don't have to deal with, and then tell Diggs, hey, if you're worth another contract, go out and prove it to us. And if you don't want to be here in the end, sayonara, you're fine.
But you know that he will want to come back too. If he has a good year and has CJ Stroud, it's brilliant. It's to your point.
He's going to go to Kansas City because he wanted to go to Kansas City. Everyone in the league, including the Buffalo Bills, are going to veto that. So he's going to get paid this 1 year, maybe get one more contract to go get that ring in Kansas City. But this has all been boiling over since the playoff loss in 2023. Like, we saw the drama, we saw heard the stupid stories that came out. Then apparently just in week 1 of the season opening loss to the New York Jets, Josh Allen and Steph Diggs apparently had a little spat in the locker room that boiled over the entirety of the season. It didn't stop him from balling out the first 8 games. But then we saw what happened towards the tail end of the season. So I feel like the writing was on the wall, especially like I remember going back when David's talking about the cap hit that Josh Allen is going to be. We knew this was going to happen, but then you couple that with the loss of Gabe Davis, not really any urgency to keep him in-house. Now all of a sudden Curtis Samuel's your number 1. Your highest paid pass catcher it's Dawson Knox, and then Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakur. Then it's bad. And apparently there's some rumors that Buffalo is going to be trying to move up in the draft to get a premier wide receiver. Maybe Neighbors, that's where he ends up going. I don't know. But they have such an uphill battle in a division where you don't want to have that.
Jeez. Sorry, I was just looking at
Mac
wide
Hollins,
receivers that you brought up. It's like they have just like 7 wide receiver 3s on their team.